Hey folks, what's going on? What is up? It is time to talk about records here on my channel. What else do I talk about, right? And it feels like it's been ages since I made a Final Finds video. To be honest with you, in the last few weeks I've only went on 2 digs, and the 2 digs I really wouldn't say I found a lot of stuff. So we got a small little stack of records to review, so that means this video will only be like 40, 50 minutes long. So anyway, let's get started with some records. This is the one I do like. This is from the band Toto, 40 Trips Around the Sun. Here we go. And it is a record that celebrates the band's 40th anniversary as a band. So really cool, really cool. Basically, it's a greatest hits of album on a 2-record set. So it has the songs that you would hope to see, or hope to hear, which is Hold the Line, Georgie Porgy, Rosanna, Africa, 99, Stranger in Town, just to name a few. Plus there's 3 new tracks on here that are really good, so I enjoy this album. I like this album. I mean, as far as the greatest hits collection, I mean, I have the albums that these songs are from, but it is nice to have all their greatest songs on one record collection, have them all in one collection. It's really nice. So I'm glad I picked this up, and it sounds great on the turntable as always. I don't think they're remastered or anything like that, but pretty cool. Here's the gatefold. Cool current picture of Toto. You know, as much as I love Toto, I've never seen him live, and I think I should hopefully fix that problem, but we'll see. Really cool, and of course they have the lyrics printed on the inner sleeves, so makes it a nice collection. The new songs are pretty cool, like I said, and like I said, it's just great to have these songs on a greatest of compilation. It's nice to have them all in one collection. I'll still listen to my Toto records though, the old albums, I'll still listen to them. But this is cool to have. This, probably because Jeff Porcaro is one of my favorite drummers as I was just learning the instrument. He and Stuart Copeland, Phil Collins, Alex Van Halen were all drummers that I really admired when I was first learning the instrument, and that was my attraction to Toto, because the drummer was so damn good. And so when I spin these songs, especially, you know, Rosanna and Africa and Georgie Porgy and such, I'm reminded of that. It's like you get a flashback. Like, remember when you were just digging on the drums to Rosanna and trying your best to learn it and getting frustrated beyond words? But it is cool. So yeah, when I listen to that, I get those flashbacks, and it just makes me remember how much I admired his drumming, Jeff Porcaro. He was a great drummer. It's a shame he passed away, but love it. Well, we got Van Halen playing in the background, and I pulled a very rare Van Halen album a few days ago from a recent dig. It is called Zero Demos by Van Halen. Even though it sports the same cover as the first Van Halen album, that is not what this is. This was produced by Gene Simmons in 1976 when he first discovered Van Halen, paid for some studio sessions, and they laid down all these songs here. And then Mr. Simmons tried to get the band signed to a label, get them a record deal, and for whatever reason, things just didn't work out, and Van Halen and Gene Simmons parted ways. And thanks to the internet, I guess a lot of these demos have surfaced, and I think they were released on CD. As far as I know of, this is the first time it's been released on an album, a vinyl record, and this is a bootleg, of course, but it sounds really good. For a bootleg, it sounds fantastic, and half of it is songs that ended up on their first album, like Running with the Devil and I'm on Fire, but it's really cool to hear the early versions of it. Slightly different than what appeared on the first Van Halen album, so it's really cool to hear the early versions of it. they were a little different. I mean, there's a song on here called Woman in Love, which we all know is on Van Halen 2, but completely different version on here than what we heard on Van Halen 2. House of Pain is on here, which is a song from that's on the album 1984, and sounds really different on this record. So, Running with the Devil is also on here. Pretty much the same thing we heard in the first album there, with a few changes that make it sound a little different. She's the Woman, which was on the last Van Halen record. Different Kind of Truth, I believe is what it was called. Some good stuff on here. And like I said, for bootleg, sounds really cool. And it looks cool too. It's on this blue marble vinyl. So it's a nice looking record and a really cool label there. Same thing on the other side as well. Very interesting to listen to this. If you're a big Van Halen fan, this would be cool to have in your collection. It's a bootleg, so it doesn't sound like crap or anything. It's actually, these are studio recordings, they're not live recordings. Studio recordings, so they sound good on the turntable. So it's just really interesting to hear Van Halen from way, way, way back before they were signed. A couple of years before they were signed. And I really dig this. It's on a label called Yellow Dog. There's, if you want to hunt it down, there's a number and there's the company logo. I like this album. It sounds, like I said, sounds great on the turntable. Very interesting to hear these early versions of Van Halen songs. Some songs, of course, never made any Van Halen album. Big Van Halen fan will get a kick out of this. Maybe if you're a Kiss fan, the connection's there because it was produced by Gene Simmons in '76. So that's a cool connection there. And it sounds good too. Like I said, it sounds great. Very interesting piece of vinyl. I mean, this is for the people who really love to collect anything rare that has to do with Van Halen or Kiss, for that matter. I'm glad I got it. Really interesting piece, so glad it's in the collection. All right, the next records are just used albums, but they're pretty interesting. This is one I thought I would never get in a million years, and I end up buying it, and it sounds, I actually like it. Glass Tiger, The Thin Red Line. This is their first album. I think they put out 2 albums, I believe. I've always liked the song Don't Forget About Me and the song Someday. I always liked those songs, and recently I heard some other tracks from this album. Thought, well, those are pretty good too. So I figured, well, that's 4 songs I already like. I know I like from this album, so I might as well pull the trigger. And this is so easy to find, use, and usually you can find them in good condition for a decent price. I think this cost me like $3. And yeah, it sounds. I like this album. In fact, I love almost every song on side 1. I like this album a lot more than I thought I was going to. I thought I would probably only like the songs I'm familiar with, and that'd be it. But no, I end up really loving this album. It's a good sound. Probably because I'm as old as I am. I was a teenager when this was brand new, so I remember when these songs were being played on the radio. You know, had I been a '90s kid who had never even heard of these guys, listened to it and thought it sounded old and would want nothing to do with it. I enjoyed this. Being an '80s kid, I enjoyed it. So yeah, really cool find there. Another cool find, Visage. This is the guy from Ultravox, and his name, Midge I believe that's how you say his name. This is his band. I think they only put out this 1 album. They never toured. They just made videos for this album. This was not meant to be a touring band. It was just kind of like an experiment, really. An experiment that actually sounded pretty good. It's on the Polydor label. So, Fade to Grey is probably my favorite song on here. It's the one I was familiar with. The other songs are really good too. They have that electronic music and disco type of sound. Real experimental. I liked it. I mean, it's early 80s kind of, I guess, synth pop or synth industrial or whatever you want to call it. Really good stuff. Fade to Grey has is the song I think he still performs live. Midge Ure. If you don't know who he was the co-writer for the song from Band-Aid. So do they know it's Christmas time? He basically wrote that song and played all the instruments on it except for the drums, which was played by Phil Collins. So big musical brain on this guy, and he shows it in this album. I actually do like this album. It's something a bit different. I like the cover. I think the cover is pretty cool myself. I do like that cover. And it's just an interesting record to listen to. I kind of have to be in the mood for it, but when I am, it does deliver. So that was an interesting find. This is an album I absolutely love to listen to. Level 42, Staring at the Sun. I have quite a big collection of Level 42 records. I was missing this one, however, so I was real happy to put this into the collection, the Level 42 collection, vinyl collection. I like the bass player here, Mark King. He's just a phenomenal bass player. He plays amazing bass. Really love the way he plays. Love his style. Love the band's sound too. And that's been the way, that's how it's been almost every Level 42 album I've bought on vinyl. I spin it, not knowing many of the songs. I start listening to it and pretty much love the whole thing. And that's, same could be said with this record. I pretty much liked everything I heard. This is also on Polydor. Polydor label getting some mention in this video. Yeah, just really dug. I always dug their sound. Something about the sound of Level 42 just works for me. And I have not been disappointed with any of their albums I have on vinyl. They're one of those bands I always look out for and spot something in the bin, like, I don't think I have that Level 42 record, let's take it. And same with this one. Was pretty sure I didn't have it, and I've only listened to it once, but loved everything I heard, so really good album, really good band. This, I gave it a chance. I had a feeling I wasn't going to like it, but I wanted to give it a chance. Huey Lewis, Small World. I like the songs Small World and Perfect World from this album. I always loved those songs, and they're on here, so at least I got a vinyl copy of those songs. The rest of the album, I guess you could say it's okay, but I was a little underwhelmed by it. It's that combination of R&B and 80s pop rock, which isn't bad, and they do it pretty well. And this is a band I loved a lot back in the day. And nice custom label there. So, a band I liked back in the 80s. This was not a very successful album for them. And I listened to it. It sounds great on the turntable. I mean, it's a well-mixed record. I'll give it that. But with that being said, the songs just, I don't know, I didn't find most of the songs all that interesting. But they're okay. I mean, maybe, I've only listened to it once. Maybe I need to give it another chance. But I doubt I'll be listening to this a lot. But I do like the two songs I mentioned. They're really good on it, so there we are. Alright, a couple of 12-inch singles. This one's from Vanity 6, 12-inch single for the song Drive Me Wild. The song itself is okay, but woo, look at that cover. There's my motivation for buying this 12-inch single. My God, these ladies look awesome. Vanity had to be one of the sexiest women in the 80s. Good Lord, she was good looking. This is on the Warner Brothers label. I bought this sealed, actually, believe it or not. But I broke the seal because I wanted. I don't know. Me and sealed records, they don't stay sealed for very long. I buy records to listen to them and enjoy them, not just to leave them in the shrink wrap. Though I do have some sealed records in my collection. Not very much, but a few. But this one I wanted to listen to. I do like the song Drive Me Wild. It is a cool song. I basically just love that cover. That pretty much sums up Vanity 6 right there. God, they're good looking women. And this was a cool find. Now, you'll see the relationship between the two. Prince. Let's Pretend We're Married, 12-inch single. I believe this is a used copy of the reissue that came out just after him passing away. Because this is in great condition. So I'm imagining this is one of the reissues that came out. It's a used copy of a reissue, but it's in great shape. Vinyl looks like it's never been played. Also on Warner Brothers, as you would expect, from same as Vanity 6. Let's Pretend We're Married. Not a bad song. I don't think it's his best song or his best single, but it's okay. What I really wanted was the song on the B-side, which is Irresistible Bitch. That's a song I've always liked. Thought it was cool, thought it was funky. And sounds great on here, so... And I don't have this in my vinyl collection from Prince, so this was a good addition to that. So glad I picked it up. If you could find a Prince 12-inch single in good condition, why not? Reissue or first or OG copy, just do it. I always enjoy his music, so there we go. All right, we're going to end this on just a few 45 records. I only got 3 of them, but they're really cool. The first one is from the Pet Shop Boys, Suburbia. One of my favorite songs from their first album, one of my all-time favorite Pet Shop Boys songs, Suburbia. And this little record sounds fantastic. So glad I found it. Always wanted a copy of Suburbia on a 45. So glad I now have it. Back with the song Jack the Lad on the B-side. So really cool find for me. That has always been one of my favorites from the band. So nice to have a little 45 of it. There we go. From the Police, Walking on the Moon. A song I've heard hundreds and hundreds of times, but look at that cover. That is a cool cover for this single. That just looks awesome. I like that picture, real artsy. It screams 80s, doesn't it? As does the back picture, just as cool. That's why I wanted to get it. I might have heard this song a bunch of times. It's on A&M, so there we go. Nothing spectacular there, but I was gonna, the song Walking the Moon, I do like the song, but like I said, I've heard it so many times, I really felt like I didn't need to hear it again until I saw this cover. I was like, that's a cool cover. That's something fun to collect right there. So I went ahead and pulled the trigger on it. So real glad I now have that in my collection. Really cool. And on the B-side, we have the songs Visions of the Night. So very, very great find from the Police. Another good find on a 45 from the band The Pretenders, The Talk of the Town. I also love that cover. I've never seen it before, so I don't know if it's rare or not, but it's just something I don't really see all that often. And a very nice older, early years photo on the back of the band. And it's backed with the song Cuban Slide. Both are good songs. I like both songs, especially Talk of the Town. One of my favorites from the band. Nice. And here's a label, which is Real Records. Decent looking label. There we go. Real Records. Nice. That's it, folks. That is my vinyl finds for this video. And yeah, just kept it brief for you. That's gonna do it. I got some really cool albums coming out in special order, so can't wait to share that with you, but they're not going to come for a while, so yeah, so hopefully I'll do some more vinyl digs and have some more cool records to show you. As always, leave me some comments. It's always fun to hear from you guys. Hope everyone's doing well. Keep records spinning, keep music in your life. It keeps us happy. Till next time, folks.